Step into the garage, brother, where the world slows down, where the bourbon hits warm and the real ones gather round. Kick your feet up, breathe deep, let the noise unwind. It's you and me and Tony, locked into the garage mind. Cigar smoke in the air, truth cutting through the night. This is where the weight falls off and a man gets his mind right. Yeah, welcome to garage mind. Welcome to garage mind. Yeah, welcome to the garage mind, where real men realign, where Tony lights a spark and we leave the stress behind. Pour it up, light it up, let your soul remind it. It's you and me in the garage mind. The garage mind. And the fire comes alive. So step inside, brother, you and Tony. Welcome to the garage.
Welcome back to the Garage Mind. What's going on, everybody? Let's get into something that has messed with my head more than it should. Because I need to be honest. We all need to be honest with ourselves for a second. Have you ever been absolutely sure about something? Like bet your life sure? Only to find out later it was never actually true? Not you were mistaken, not you remembered it wrong, but it feels like reality itself quietly switched lanes on you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Mandela Effect. And the reason this one gets under our skin is because it doesn't feel like trivia. It feels personal because it makes you question something way scarier than bad memory. It makes you question how solid reality actually is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. So, like I told you, I go on deep dives, and this is one of them because this one is just, it's a little strange to me. You can't say that it's not, conspiracy or not. This one feels real. You know what I mean? So, the Mandela Effect. Let's talk about the history. The Mandela Effect gets its name from Nelson Mandela. A massive, and I mean massive, number of people swear with full fucking confidence that Mandela died in prison in 1980s. They remember news coverage. They remember the funeral. They remember speeches, except he didn't. He was released and he actually became the president of South Africa and then died in 2013. Now, it's kind of odd that this first started in the 80s, or maybe it goes back further than that. This is like the first recollection or the first one like that a lot of people talked about because I feel like if this was happening, it would have started, you know, shit, we've been around for a long time now. Think we would have heard about it sooner or in the past. I don't know, maybe it's hidden. But that's a bigger issue. Let's stay on the topic here. And when people realized how others remembered the same wrong thing, it opened the floodgates. Because once you notice, you start noticing a lot. You know what I mean? Once this started, people started questioning everything. Like, once again, I feel it should have started earlier than the 80s, but for some reason, this is when it started. And then people just started questioning everything. And then it all kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like the saying that in every lie, there's a little truth. At least that's what I believe. Let's hit some of the classics. And I want you to answer these before your brain corrects itself. Like really think about it and answer it to yourself first. The infamous Bernstein Bears. And that's Bernstein. Bears. Stain. Stain. Like you drop some food on your shirt, you got a stain. And be honest, you remember it as the Bernstein Bears, an E instead of an A. Everyone does. I do. Don't lie. I do, you do. Except it's always been the Bernstein with an A. Not changed, not updated, not rebranded. Old books, new books, same spelling. And that one alone made people super, super angry. I mean, there was debates, there was arguments, there was fights. Like this blew up. I mean, all social media, people were arguing, people were getting into fights. This made people very irritable. And first of all, I want to go back to the Bernstein Bears, just a book, no conspiracy here. Bro, when Scholastic Day at school came into town, you best believe I got two erasers, two pencils, and the newest book of the Bernstein Bears. Bro, if you don't know who the Bernstein Bears are, I feel bad for your grammar school. Scholastic Week? Bro, I didn't even read. Like I was reading was never my thing. Still isn't really. And but you best believe, dude, I was begging my mom for some cash to get the new Bernstein Bears. I loved it. And two erasers. You always had to get two erasers, the big block erasers that you'd usually cut up. And then two number two pencils. You never know. You needed that stuff. You know what I mean? That was like the thing in middle school. If you had the Bernstein Bears, the two pencils and the two erasers, you were the coolest kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even read, just needed it. Let's get into one that, bro, I'll argue to the death. There's no way. This one might be the most unsettling for most people. Do you remember the cornucopia behind the Fruit Loop? I mean, Fruit Loop, Fruit logo. Was it Fruitalooms? Fruit? Yeah, I think Fruitalooms. Yeah, that's what it was. Dude, like fruit spilling out of that brown basket thing. Yeah, that was a Fruitcopia or cornucopia. Sorry. I remember it. You remember it. Don't lie. We all remember it. Like, dude, I didn't even know what a cornucopia was till I realized this wasn't a thing. Except Fruit of the Loom themselves says they have never had a cornucopia in their logo, like ever. They've never had it. There are people who say they learned what a cornucopia was because of that logo. Like I just told you, I did 100%. Didn't even know what it was before that. And yet it doesn't exist. Like, dude, dude, with confidence. Like I had my whitey tighties, you know what I mean? When I was a little kid, a little Spider-Man Ninja Turtle underwear, from Fruit of the Looms. Bro, bro, because that's what I would look for to know which side was in front or back. I was a little slow. Oh, there's no way. Like that one for this makes it feel real as fuck. Like real as fuck. You can't tell me that wasn't a thing. We all know, talked about it before. I'm a Star Wars nerd. And even as a kid, we were all playing this. Like I wasn't a Star Wars guy till later in life, but as a kid, we were just saying this. I didn't even know what it was. It was like the saying on the playground. Luke, I am your father. Nope. The actual line is no, I am your father. No Luke, no setup. But everyone remembers it the way I do. Dude, bro, there's no way. There's no way. It was Luke, I am your father. We were all saying it as kids. And when I finally watched the movie, that's what it was. Well, shit. I think they later said, like in the new one, they took the part where Luke kissed his sister. Weird as fuck, too. Like, I don't know what you were doing there, Lucas. But I think in the original version, that's what it was. I think in like the newer, like when they remastered it, they took that part out. And I recently just watched it on Disney Plus. Dude, it doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. Now, how is that? Let's go to another one that I recently found out. The Monopoly Man. Just picture him in your head real quick. He had the suit. looking like the colonel. He had the mustache and the top hat and the monocle, right? Wrong. No monocle. Never had one. So why did we all see it? You know what I mean? Why do we all recall it? Like a collective thing. Like we all have the same memory. All of us. Millions of people. But it's not true. Like why does this feel different than just bad memory? Here's the thing. Bad memory is an individual thing. Mandela effect is a collective thing. Like I said, it's collective. We all experienced it or we were all confident that that's the way it was. Millions of people remembering the same wrong detail the same way. Like, dude, there's like police lineups where you get like multiple witnesses, eyewitnesses, and the people get like all of them get it wrong, but they were both there. Like, do you guys remember like when we were younger in school playing the what was it, the telephone game? Like there'll be 20 people. You start with something like a secret or whatever, something you want to say, like a sentence. Dude, by the third person, they already had it wrong. When you go back and figure it out, this is just three people. This is millions of people have the same collective memory. What is that? That's why this kind of feels real, no? And at the end of this episode, too, I want to hear down in the comments like what all of you believe in this because this is one that's bothered me for a long time. It's one of the first, conspiracy, so called quote unquote conspiracy theories I ever heard. And because if it was random, it wouldn't line up. Like I just said, this wouldn't line up. Everybody else, two people can be in the same place and get the story wrong or have different perspectives on it or what they remember happened. So when millions of people start questioning it and remember it the same way, that's when all the theories start. I'm going to go into some of the theories. Theory one, the logical explanation, as they say, is that our brains fill in gaps. We don't remember details, we remember patterns. Cornucopias equal harvest imagery. Monopoly equals rich guy equals monocle. Luke, I am your father equals clearer content than what was actually said. So the brain edits reality for efficiency. And you know what? I got a little beef with the brain because the brain is like our most important thing in our bodies. It controls everything. The central nervous system, aka this motherfucker been lying to us. I mean, dude, I've done some episodes where I talked about it too. The brain fucking lies about everything, bro. Like, what's up with that? Can't even trust my brain. Motherfucker be, dude, isn't that wild? Most important organ we have, fucking lying to us. So the brain, like I said, it edits reality to make it more efficient or whatever it thinks it's is efficient. The explanation makes sense. Like this is facts. Our brain does do that, but it doesn't fully explain why we're all filling in the same gaps the same way. It goes back to the collective thing that I said. Why are we all doing it? Why do we have the same collective memory then? Like all our brains are not supposed to have a collective brain so that, it still makes you think. Theory two is this is the one that people love. This is the one that where it gets fun, per se. The idea is that there are multiple timelines and occasionally they overlap or shift. Dude, I'm not talking about Marvel timelines. I'm talking about real timelines. And that in itself can be a whole nother episode. And I've went down that tunnel too. But it's like I said, this is not sci-fi movie style, subtitles and everything. Tiny changes, different spellings, different logos. And maybe, just maybe, some of us remember things from slightly different versions of reality. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the part that sticks. If reality did shift, let's go with this might be factual. If reality did shift, would we even know? Or would it feel exactly like this? So if it shifted, we should just all have the same memory, no? Shifted. Or would we even know? Confusing, unsettling, easy to dismiss, hard to shake. I mean, even the theories are, they're all still a little questionable. Here's another theory. This one actually freaks me out the most. A little bit, a little unsettling. Every time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it. We go back to the good old brain. It's not, it's not playing it back. It's recreation. Like it's not exactly the way it was. And that's facts. That's our brain does that. So every time you recall something, it gets slightly changed. Here we go again. Our brains. It's a motherfucker, that guy. Now I'm imagining that happening socially. People repeating the same phrase, same image, same wrong detail. Eventually, the false memory becomes stronger than the truth, which is fucking mind blowing. Which leads to a terrifying question. I mean, just saying this, just telling you guys this, what I think in the research I found, it's a little chilly, no? It's a little unsettling. How much of what we remember is just a story we've told ourselves too many times? Think about that one alone fucking sends me down a rabbit hole. Everything I remember in my life up until now, stories that I've repeated and lived over and over, or memories that I love, are they even real? Like it could go, man, that send you down a deep hole, dark hole there. I mean, what is real then? See what I mean? I'm already doing like the gears are turning in my head. The wheels are spinning because this isn't about logos or movie quotes. It's about confidence. Like we confidently remember this shit. But then again, how sure are we about what we know, what we saw, what we lived, and how fragile the certainty actually is? We're not really sure. Because if our brain can lie to you about something this small, what else is it lying about? And then you go down a bunch of different avenues. Like, you know, I'll do an episode on this as well too. Like you look back to Egypt and like all civilizations before us, some of them were really smart. And some of the technology we can't even create nowadays when we're supposed to be the most like the smartest we've ever been, like especially technology wise, this is supposed to be the highest we've ever been. But then we got pyramids that are lining up with the exact location of stars and the blocks that are huge and we can't even cut them with, you know, technology from nowadays, current machinery. There's been construction workers who's, CNC machinists who say they can't even cut those angles. So is our brain lying to us about the past? Like we don't remember it? Like we used to be smarter than this? It makes you question a lot of shit. And there's some facts behind it and there's some theories. And I mean, the fact that some of them don't feel that far off, that's when you start really fucking going down some avenues, some lanes. So like really, what else is our brain lying to us about? Let's go into something that's a little for certain. This is where I found most of my material. This is the tool of the day. Today, it's something you can actually grab on Amazon. We all know I'm obsessed with Amazon, and it fits this episode perfectly. It's called The Mandela Effect, The Definite Collection by Michael Schur. I think that's his name. Schur. I think it's spelled Scherer. Sure. When I got this book, it breaks down the biggest Mandela effects causes, like the psychology explanations for it. Yeah, the psychology explanations for it, timeline theories, and documented examples that'll mess with your head. This is the book I got when I first heard about the Mandela effect, and it explained a lot more to me and left me way more confused. So check it out though. Like if you're into stuff like this, like it's another hobby I have, like smoking a cigar or getting some bourbons or building stuff. I love going down rabbit holes, and this book, it opened my eyes to a lot of things. It taught me some things I didn't know. It was a great book if you're into this if you're in this genre or this lane. Definitely check it out. It's one of those reads where you keep saying, all right, that's weird. I'll have the link in the description for this episode, as I always do. Trust me, check it out. You won't regret it. Let's get back into it. Here's what I think about the Mandela Effect and what it really does. I think at its core, it humbles you. When I say that, I mean because it reminds you that being sure doesn't mean being right, that memory isn't truth, that confidence isn't proof. Like a lot of people argue with confidence. You might be wrong. And maybe the scariest part is reality feels solid until it doesn't. That's what really starts messing with you. Is our reality as we see it actually what it is? I mean, that opens a bunch of questions just right there. I don't want to get too crazy on this episode. We'll turn it into another episode. Let me know if you guys want to go down a different avenue on conspiracies. This is just one of the things I like to talk about. One of those late night conversations. Garage Law for today is just because you remember it clearly doesn't mean it happened that way. And if it makes you uncomfortable, good, because that means you're paying attention. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. As always, that's it for today. If this one messed with your head even a little bit, stick around because we're going to keep digging deep into the weird stuff, the fun stuff, and the things that make you go, wait, what? Because I love this. This is I told you this is one of the things I like to do, and I think we should question stuff. I think we grew up just believing what we were told, and I think that's bullshit. I think you know, we should always question stuff. I've been questioning. I was that little annoying kid when I was little, and why, and why, and I still got it, and I love it because it leads to great conversations. I found great friends over this stuff. I still talk to some of my friends about this. It's just a great conversational piece. Some of the stuff we may never figure out. I might be long gone before we do, or maybe we're never supposed to figure this out. Maybe this is part of our reality. Our brain lies to us because we're not supposed to know it. Why? Like I said, we may never know. But you can't say it itches that little curiosity a little bit in everybody. Curiosity is in everybody. Even everybody listening right now, it scratches a little bit that spot you've been trying to itch. It's at least like it's a good conversation. It's a good, interesting, gets you going kind of conversation. So, guys, thank you as always. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Take it easy, crack a drink, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Another night in the garage, another story we live. Baby running low, but the brotherhood still hits. We laugh, we learn, let the weight unwind. And Tony's right here with you every single time. Yeah, this is the garage line where the real ones unite. Where Tony and the crew turn the hard days light. So pour